Good morning, everybody. Lots to cover this morning. We began with the shocking report expected today from the Department of Justice about the Ferguson, Missouri Police Department. Now, the report is expected to say that the department routinely violated the Constitution due to a combo of racial bias, discrimination, and a focus on making money. Some specifics in the report include facts like these. From April to September 2014, 95% of the people held at the Ferguson jail longer than 2 days were African American. African Americans accounted for 92% of all peace disturbance charges. African Americans make up 93% of arrests. Now, mind you, African Americans do make up 67% of the population of Ferguson, but you know, that's not all. The investigation also uncovered major racial bias in emails sent between various officials using Ferguson accounts. One of the most shocking being this one sent about President Obama back in 2008. It basically says President Barack Obama would not be president for very long because, quote, what black man holds a steady job for 4 years? Wow, shocking email there. Well, the official report is expected out today. Of course, we've been covering Ferguson on the show for a while now. Officer Darren Wilson shot and killed unarmed teen Michael Brown after an alleged struggle. Jared and Jess, curious to see if you guys are surprised by these findings about the Ferguson Police Department. What do you say?
No, not at all. And I'm glad that it's not going away, that people are fighting. They want more information on it. Some of the cases or some of the files within all that was like stupid things, like people were on the street and they were arresting them for that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're the ones who are looking bad.
Yeah, and kudos to the DOJ who continue to investigate this. You know, as Jessica said, sometimes we hear about these things and they just go away after a few months. But I'm glad that it's continuing. But I'm not surprised about this. I am surprised, though, that they talk about the President of the United States that way. It's terrible.
Blood.
Yeah, pretty shocking, guys. But like you said, Jared, agree with you. The DOJ needs to get this information out so that we as the people know about what's happening. Knowledge is power. Well, moving on, against White House protocol, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave his highly publicized speech before U.S. Congress yesterday and warned the U.S. that negotiating a nuclear deal with Iran would only open the door for them to build a bomb. So here's what President Obama had to say in reaction to that speech.
The alternative that the Prime Minister offers is no deal, in which case Iran will immediately begin once again pursuing its nuclear program, accelerate its nuclear program, without us having any insight into what they're doing.
Well, several congressional leaders did not attend the speech. And looks like all the pillow talk is catching up to the former head of the CIA, General David Petraeus. He has agreed to plead guilty to mishandling classified information. He basically gave info to his mistress and biographer, Paula Broadwell, back in 2012. Now, some of the info included conversations with the president. The plea deal he reached with prosecutors includes a fine of $40 grand and 2 years probation. The first major congressional gridlock of the year has come to an end. The Republican-controlled Congress finally agreed to pass funding for the Department of Homeland Security without any of those immigration concessions previously demanded. Seems like leaders may have finally seen what seems so obvious to others.
So to stop the president from being too lenient on illegal immigration, you want to defund the department that secures the border.
That's why Jon Stewart's the man right there. The president says he will sign the bill as soon as he receives it. All right, guys, let's end your top 5 news with the controversy around Hillary Clinton's email choice during her time as Secretary of State. Now, it's come to light this week that Clinton used only her personal email account for work instead of a State Department email. Now, I mean, really strange, this whole thing, guys. So the White House would also not comment on whether Clinton broke any laws by doing this, or even if they, even knew. Well, the internet, of course, didn't hesitate to weigh in. So here are some of the funniest memes out there. First one, LOL, you can't see my emails.
You can't see my emails.
Can't check. Got the shades on there. Do they have Gmail in Benghazi?
Wow.
Pushing the envelope there. Hillary 2016, what emails?
Exactly.
Text me. She's like, what emails? Text me from now on.
She's on Snapchat now, too,
Yeah,
I have a feeling.
exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
Pretty crazy. But, yeah, so, it's pretty shocking, but...
you know what? I don't understand why it's a big deal.
I guess because they can't keep track of her. That's why it's a big deal.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, they can't keep track. Plus, personal emails easier to hack, so it just seems a little shady.
She's just laid back, like, you know what?
I think also because she is about to run in 2016, that they're just kind of
they gotta clean house.
They gotta find everything
This is just the beginning.